Hello, my name is Jaclyn Kim, and today I'm going to be talking about the different notes on the D string. I'll be explaining the most common notes found on the D string, especially for a beginner. I'll show you where they are on the violin and how they sound, and I'll also show you where they are on the music staff. The very first note on D string is D, open D. There's a little zero. Zero means you don't play it with any fingers. So our open D string is like that. And then our next note is called E. E is written on the first line of the music staff, and we use our first finger to play it. E is a whole step away from D, so it's going to be about an inch away from the nut on a full-size violin. If your violin is smaller, the space is going to be a little bit smaller. This is open D. Whole step away is E. Then whole step away again is F sharp. And again, since it's a whole step, your first and second finger are going to be about an inch apart. And F sharp is on the very first space of the music staff, and we use our second finger to play it. That is a sharp sign. Our next note is G. G is on the second line of the music staff, and we use our third finger to play it. From D to E, it's a whole step. From E to F sharp, it's a whole step. And then from F sharp to G, it's only a half step. So your fingers are going to be a lot closer together, your second and third finger. So this is F sharp. And then you're going to squish your third finger next to your second. And that's G. And we also have our open G string. So that should sound an octave higher. And you can tune your G finger on the D string with your open G string. And then finally, we can play our fourth finger on our D string, and this is A. A is placed on the second space on the staff, and that is a whole step away from our third finger G. And we also have an A string, so they should sound similar, and they're the exact same octave, so they'll sound even more similar than the G with the open G string. Those are the most basic notes on the D string, and if you're first starting out on the violin, these are probably the notes you'll play. If you've been playing for a little bit longer, you'll discover other notes as well. So another note in between D and E is a low one called E flat. Sometimes it's called D sharp, but I'll talk about that in the next video, which will be all about the enharmonic notes on the D string. So E flat is a half step away from open D. So instead of placing it an inch away from the nut, we're going to place it right next to the nut. E flat. So open D, low one, E flat, and then you could do a regular one, E, by moving your first finger up a half step. And then in between E and F sharp, there's a low two called an F natural. So if you find your E finger, then your low two will be squished a half step next to your first finger. And then if you slide your second finger up, that will be F sharp. And then we know the next note next to F sharp is G. We can slide up our third finger, and that will be G sharp. And then if we squish our fourth finger next to our G sharp, that's A, which is the last note that we have written here. So I'm just going to add the G sharp. So these are all the half steps going up on the D string. Open D, E flat, E natural, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. And there are even more notes than that on the D string, but that's more technical and higher level. If you're starting out, these are the most basic notes to learn. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and I'll reply to them. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!